Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, class. How are you today? I'm in a good condition today. Well, before we start our lesson, let's reciting basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Did you know what we're going to learn today? I hope you knew and learned last night. Raise your hand. Yeah, that's right. Today we will learn about narrative text. You like not to read a storybook or maybe watch a Disney movie, or maybe you've heard storytelling about Malin Kundang, Si Kancil, or Sang Kuryang. All the text contained in the story or the movie is narrative text. Well, before I explain more details, who here know what narrative text is? Please raise your hand for those who want to answer it. Okay, please. Yeah, good job. So, narrative text is a kind of text to retell the imaginative of factual story that past tense. Narrative text is a type of imaginative or factual text in the past whose sequence of events or stories over time is described chronologically. There are some purposes of narrative text: to entertain the readers, to amuse the readers, and to teach moral value. Next is kinds of narrative text. Actually, there are many kinds of narrative text, but today I will explain some of it. First, fable. Fable is a story about animal which have like human. For example, the ants and the grasshopper, mouse, deer, and crocodile, and etc. Second, myth. Myth is story that are believed by some people, but the story cannot be true. For example, Nyi Roro Kidul, Dewi Sri, Batara Kala. Okay. Third, legend. Legend is story which relates to on how a place is formed. For example, the legend of Surabaya, Tangkuban Perahu, and the story of Toba Lake. Fourth, fairy tale. Fairy tale is a story which relate much with magic things. For example, Cinderella, Snow White, Pinocchio, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Fifth, folk tale. Folk tale is a story is told through generation so that it becomes a tradition of society. For example, Malin Kundang, Timun Mas, and Lutung Kasarung. The last is love story. A love story that consists of a struggle to obtain the love of the main character. For example, the story of Rebecca and Joe. Okay, next is characteristics of narrative text. First, using past simple tense or past tense. Second, using adverb of time such as once upon a time, one day, long time ago. Third, using direct and indirect speech. For example, direct speech, Snow White said, "I'm so sad." Indirect speech, Snow White said that she was sad. Next, structures of narrative text. First, orientation. Orientation is describe, scene, and introduce of the story. It answers the question what, who, where, and when. This part is used to introduce the characters, place, and time of the event. Second is complication. Complication begins when there is a problem encountered by the characters. Complication tell the problems of the story and how the main characters solve them. This part includes situation, activities, or even that lead problem to the climax it shows when the crisis arises. Third, resolution. Resolution is the part in which the characters find the resolution. The crisis is resolved for better or worse. It shows the end of the story, usually happy ending. Okay, until here, does anyone not understand? Nothing? Okay, we continue on page 15, activity 8. In the book, there is a text entitled Dr. Knowall. Yeah? Now, we will discuss the structure of the narrative text in the story. First is orientation. Orientation in the story is in the first paragraph. There was once upon a time a poor peasant called Crab, who drove with 2 oxen a lot of wood to the town and sold it to doctor for 2 thalers. Next is complication. Complication in the story is in the third paragraph. When they came to the nobleman's castle, the table was spread, and Crab was told to sit down and eat. Yes, but my wife bread too, said he. And he seated himself with her at the table. Last is resolution. Resolution in the story is in the 7th paragraph. Then Dr. Knowall sought to the Lord where the money was, but did not say who had stolen it, and received from both sides much money in reward and became a renowned man. Okay, until here you already understand what is narrative text, right? Okay, for activity 9, you can do it at home, and we'll discuss it next week. Well, I will close the day lesson by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirobbilalamin. I hope today's knowledge is useful for you. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.